Anita is, man. Kind of an office there. Oh, she's in an executive office. Look at that. Conference room. Okay, why don't we go ahead and get started right now? And this is going to be a great one today because it's going to be something that everybody is going to have to think about, talk about. You're going to have to open up your mind. You're going to have to just hang in there for just a moment and not get upset. Okay? Did I tell you? Let me say that one more time. You're just going to have to hang on like I did whenever I was studying this one chapter right here. And you know how Grant Cardone is. I mean, he's kind of the opposite of a lot of people. However, he does make sense many times. And so it's customer satisfaction, customer service is the wrong target. It's just the wrong target. Now, again, you might say, oh, no, customer service is this, customer service is that. Well, let's just kind of take a look at what he is talking about, what he's grabbing a hold of, what he's talking, because again, you're going to have to really grasp this, pay attention, because in this session, I might say something and that's all you hear, and then it messes you up, or you say, oh, this is not. Now, criticism, if you remember last week, we talked about criticism, is a sign of success. And it really is. A lot of times whenever you succeed, you start getting criticized just a little bit. Now, eventually they come back around if you really, blow it open and you really do a great job at it. And all of a sudden they begin to tell you, oh, yeah, well, you did a great job. Hey, I'm support you on this, all that kind of good stuff. When in fact, they didn't at the very beginning. So go tell everybody your goals, go tell everybody what you're going to be doing, and just, again, watch everybody criticize you or laugh at your goals or do something on that. But man, I'm telling you now, criticism is not a bad thing. Customer satisfaction, customer service, and I'll put it out this way, according to Grant Cardone, that is the wrong target. Well, then what is the right target? What is the target that we're looking for? What is the target that we should be looking for? Well, let's go over some of these things. Customer service is customer satisfaction is the wrong target. Increasing customers is the right target. I got to think that realtors, if we agree at all with what this chapter is about to say, and again, like I said, I want you to hang in there for the whole chapter so that you can get the whole thing. And then I'm probably going to ask you the question, what is your thoughts on that? So write down some of your thoughts as we're going along and see if it makes sense what this chapter is saying. Everyone knows that customers have to be satisfied and happy in order for them to return and give positive word of mouth. Everybody knows that. That's a given. The challenge that you have is that's what some of you and in our business are thinking about. Taking care of just the ones that we have. Taking care of the people that we have gone out and that we have showed property to, or that we have sold a house to. Man, I got to make sure that they are taken care of, satisfied. By the way, I don't know that we do a very good job at it, because if you have the statistic of NAR, they would say that about 80% of all realtors, or 90% of all clients, say that they'll use their realtor again. Did you hear that? 80 to 90% will say that they use their realtor again. 11% do. Oh my gosh, what does that say? Did you do that great of a job? So, I mean, that's an average. Well, whoa. Okay, that's good, Rob, because then I'm going to go back and just take care of my 20 people I have, and I'm going to love all over them just so that they'll get 20. I am most worried about non-customer satisfaction. Did you hear that? Write that down. Non-customer satisfaction. That's what I'm more worried about, Grant says. That is the people who are dissatisfied because they do not have my product yet, and they don't know who I am as a realtor, and they may not even know that they're unhappy with what they have, and because they haven't met me yet. The attainment of the customer is the most important thing to me. That's what people say. Same thing in relationship first. It is getting, things first. I got to take care of the people I have. Well, so what is the most important thing if it's not taking everybody or taking care of the people that I have right now? Companies become so consumed about their current customer satisfaction, you ready for this? That many are failing to aggressively acquire and expand their market share. We get so concerned about one or two or three customers that we forget that, write this down now, customer acquisition is number one. Customer acquisition is number one. That's why many of you don't have a very big database. That's why many of you, whenever I was watching over into the chat the other day and asked, how many people, put your people in your database, and I saw 200, 300, 400. I mean, how long have you been in the business? How long have you lived in the area that you're living in? I understand if you move to a different area and you don't know anybody, you might have just a couple of hundred people in that area. But for goodness sake, I could ask some of you, how long have you lived in your area? Oh man, I've been here all my life. And you've got 300 people that you know? I mean, what about all the rest of the people out there? Unfortunately, most salespeople never bother to ask the customer to buy when given an opportunity, and then they fail to follow up. That's us in a nutshell. I hope everybody agrees with that our follow-up we don't do real well on follow-up. If we did, lead generation, taking care of clients, those type of things will make you money. However, follow-up will make you the big money. How many people today can you talk to about buying or selling a house? How many people today can you talk to that we've got to expand? We've got to get bigger. We've got to get stronger. You guys we get off of this, and many of you come and hear me talk and hear all about this, and then we get off and we go back and do the same thing we've always done. What I'm asking you to do is do something just a little bit different, and that is, let's go and get customers. Let's go and get people. Let's go put more people into our database. Just keep putting them in there. Go find more people today. One of the things in our accelerated breakthrough class that we talk about is going and doing 10 conversations a day. Can you do 10 conversations a day? Can you, I can remember whenever I was teaching Bold, and some of you here are from KW and you're teaching, you've been to Bold before, right? We did 20 contacts a day. That's what you're supposed to do, 20 contacts a day. How quick after Bold did you stop doing that? How quick after Bold did you stop doing your 20 contacts a day? Oh, I want to go to Bold because I want to be held accountable. And now even in the class that I'm teaching, Accelerated Breakthrough, we're saying just 10 conversations a day. How much more do we have to water it down for you to finally get into a groove and say, okay, I'm going to do 10 conversations every single day? Now, don't do this if you're not going to do it. I'm going to ask you to put over into the chat. I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to put over there and tell me that you'll do 10 conversations a day today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, 4 days. 10 conversations. Now, I'm not talking about a conversation just going, going through your office or calling up a friend and having a conversation. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a conversation. Hey, who do you know thinking about buying or selling a house? Or who do you know can I help you with? Can you give me a referral? Can I help you with a referral? Can I give you a newsletter? Can I tell you what's going on inside of your neighborhood? Will anybody put over in the chat, you'll commit to 10 conversations a day? And if not, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Somewhere you got to start. See, nobody. No. Is my chat working? Hello. Let me hit my screen again. Whoa. Is my chat working? My chat's not working. Oh, there we go. Adrian, I will. Carolyn says yes. Guys, that's our job, is it not? What is your job? What is your job? That's what I think Grant Cardone is talking about right here. We're sitting around. What are we doing? We got to get more customer acquisitions. And I believe that's what we sit there and say, how can I help? How can I take care of the people that I already have? And I'm saying, you take care of the people that you already have. When they give you a referral, you do a great job. Now go get some more people. On the next page right here, it says, brands that truly deliver customer satisfaction do not talk about their customer service. They focus on customer acquisition. I'm going to prove that to you in just a moment, but let me finish a couple of other things. Notice how executives becomes concerned about customer satisfaction and then starts initiatives to conduct customer satisfaction surveys. This is great. Of the individuals who became customers. You ready? Completely ignore surveying those who did not become customers. Have you ever surveyed the people that you have talked to about, being in your database and they said no, or they didn't come over into your database, or they didn't come to be a customer with you? Have you ever thought about asking them why? I can remember I went on a lot of listing appointments, and at the very beginning, I would not get the listings. However, eventually I got a whole lot of listings, but you know what I did? I always did. Whenever I did not get the listing and somebody else got it except me, I would call the seller up immediately. And I'm sure some of you do this. I would call the seller up immediately and say, hey, why? Did I not do a very good job? Did I not convince you that I was the best person for the job? Did I not have a great presentation? Did I not do what I was, what was it? Was it my personality? Was I too aggressive? Was I too slow? What was it that I didn't send out a survey? I actually called to find out why. And most of the time, I got to tell you, it was because of commission. And guess what? That was okay. I'm willing to walk away from that, and you go ahead with those folks if they were willing to drop their commission. And my question would be, and did I have a better presentation than them? Yeah, but however was the money. I just felt good about that. Just so you know, I felt really good. And I just moved on. But man, if there was something that I said, something that I did, something that I didn't say, I want to know all those things. You should be asking those questions. If you're not getting the business you want to get, start asking questions to people. Why don't you can ask me, say, Rob, why am I behind on my goals this year? You're afraid to ask? Ask me. I'll tell you why. Well, I'll probably ask you several questions first. Are you lead generating? What time are you lead generating? Are you lead follow-up? Are you getting more customers and acquisitions? I suggest that customer satisfaction is the wrong target right now, because you don't even get the opportunity to satisfy someone who never evolves into a customer and gets into your database. Get them into your database, everybody. But when dealing with human beings, as you get bigger and bigger, if somebody here finally says, Rob, I get it now. I get it. It's all about, we're in the information age. I get it when Target asks me to give them my email. I get it when Amazon gets my email. I get it when Nike gets my email address. I get it when I go everywhere and I give everybody my email address. I get that I'm going to get emailed and I'm in their database now. Now, when you have that many people and you start having, by the way, if you're not getting any complaints, let me see if I'm right on this. If you're not getting any complaints or any problems or any criticism or anything on that line, that you are you are sending too many newsletters or emails to somebody or emailing somebody too much, then maybe you're not doing enough. You get them all the time. And guess what? You haven't deleted them. You haven't unsubscribed. You might delete, but you haven't unsubscribed, so you get them in the morning. I bet I get 100 a day. I bet I get 100 a day in my email. And I have to sit there, boom, 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 archive. I don't unsubscribe. I don't unsubscribe. You know why? Because I'm looking at the subject line just as I'm going down. And man, when I see 30% off, woo, hold it. Let me check that one out. Let me hit that button. And man, when you hit that button, you're in trouble then, man. You're going to get like 10 that day. So all I'm saying to you is people are used to getting a whole lot of emails, and most of them don't unsubscribe. But again, if you're just sitting there hammering them about listing their house or buying a house, then that's not what you should be doing. You should be giving them some value. You should be giving them value. Everybody in your database should be getting some kind of value, not hammering them all the time. Believe me, if you give them value, they'll come back. Get more people in your database. Stop just looking at the people that you have and saying, oh, I got to do more for them. I got to do more for them. No, go get a whole bunch more. When I finally got my thinking to the right levels and committed to expanding my footprint, you need to expand your footprint. Expand and take it on 10 times more clients. Just think about that. Just think about that. Think if you had 10 times more clients. Now, if you only have one, 10 may not be very much. But if you've got like 200 clients or 100 clients, and now you're saying, okay, I'm going to go 10x that bad boy. What would it look like if you had 500 clients or 1,000 clients? What would that look like to you? You scared? Are you nervous? Are you fearful of success? If you're not, you got to go expand a little bit. You got to go expand your footprint. You got to get bigger. Man, I am Global Rob, man. I want the world. By the way, that's my Twitter. You call it a Twitter handle? I don't know what you call it. That's my Twitter thing. Global Rob. Global Rob, man. I want the world. Some of you say, well, I'll just take my neighborhood. What? Come on. Take the neighborhood and take the whole city. Come on, expand. I shifted my focus to monumental quantities instead of just serving a handful of clients. I know some of you might be having problems with this. I know when I first read it and I first studied, I said, oh boy, man, if I say this, let me skip over this chapter. Because I don't think people will understand that, satisfying or customer service shouldn't be the number one thought in their mind. It should be more customer acquisition. And by the way, just always know this. When you have a lot of people, you're going to face complaints and dissatisfaction. Oh boy, when I read that, I said, man, I know I'm going to get complaints. And I can tell you right now, the bigger I get, I don't know if you know this, I started the 413 organization. If you don't know what 413 is, I can tell you what it is. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay. I started the 413 organization, and it's going to get big. It's going to get big. Now you say, what is that? Well, it's under the umbrella of the real estate company that I'm with. And, most of you know that I'm with EXP now. And so it's under that umbrella, but I get to have my own organization, a 413 organization, and be able to help and give out things and do things for everybody and get them to, think bigger than they've ever thought. Guess what? I want this sucker to be global, right? What about your organization? What about yours? How big do you want to get? How powerful do you want to get? Most of you get on here because you want to make $1 million a year. A couple of you on here make $1 million a year. You want to make $5 million a year. You got to 10x this thing. The more people you talk about, the more people talk about me, the more I was able to expand my footprint. How many people are talking about you? I bet some of you, the people are talking about you everywhere. I bet some of you, you're so strong and so powerful. People are talking about you everywhere. And if they're not, you need to be that powerful. Well, how do I get that powerful? Heck, do like I'm going to do, man. I'm getting ready to launch my YouTube channel. I think I said this yesterday. Look, I have never done a YouTube. Well, I don't think I have. But I'm about to launch into the social media world, getting out of my little box, getting out of my comfort zone. Come on with me into that social media world. I guarantee you that's how we can create a whole bunch of clients. I guarantee that's how we can put a whole bunch of people into our database. So let me tell you, let me kind of tell you what I'm talking about. Microsoft and Apple. Microsoft and Apple. Okay. Microsoft was the dominant. They were at the very beginning. Apple was so frustrated that Microsoft was just 10 times bigger, reaching more clients and customers, because guess what? And this is a great analogy. Microsoft went to the masses. Microsoft went to the masses, and Mac, if you remember, went to just like the teachers, specific. They were just really small, and they were pointed at one little thing. Now they did it well, but Microsoft was killing them, just beating them all the time, because they were at the masses, man. I'm putting it out there, Dawson, all this kind of stuff. Everything is out there. When Apple decided to go to the masses, look what's happened. You don't hear much about Microsoft anymore. Who do you hear about? Apple, Apple, Apple. Come on, give me a thumbs up if you have any kind of an Apple product. Anybody have an Apple product at all on here? Okay, the people I can see. Oh, Jessica, man, she's like, look at Jessica. She's like, I'm proud I don't have an Apple product. I got Android, baby. So, all right. So anyway, there it is. I see it in you. Absolutely. I mean, I've got that. I've got an iPad over here. I now got a Mac in front of me. I do have my Surface, okay, right here beside me. I didn't forget Microsoft. Okay, I do have a Surface. However, again, most people have some kind of an Apple product now. Why? Because they made a decision to go to the masses. So remember, even if your product and company deliver perfectly, you are going to get complaints also. Do you think Apple get complaints? They get complaints all the time. Do you think Microsoft get? Why? Because we're hitting the masses out here. Now, I do want to say this. I do want to say, even though I know that as I get bigger and I get stronger and we all get bigger and stronger, does anybody here like complaints? No. However, let me tell you what bothers me the most is when you change everything you're doing because of one complaint. There's people that do that. There's companies that do that. They get a complaint, or they get a couple of complaints, and they change the whole, oh my gosh, man, we got to change everything. We got to complain. Here's what I say to you. Don't deal with a 5% problem when you have a 95% solution. Don't deal with a 5% problem when you have a 95% solution. I've seen people change their whole policies because of one or two complaints. I've seen them fire somebody because of a complaint. Guys, you can't do that. Let's go back to Apple as an example. This company doesn't worry today about customer satisfaction. It doesn't. So much that it neglects to continually building products that people are willing to stand in line. Listen to this again. This company doesn't worry about today about customer satisfaction so much that it neglects to continue building products that people are willing to stand in line to get. So just be you. Get out there and show how great you are. You are great. It's just people don't know it. It's just you don't tell enough people. Enough people aren't looking at you and seeing you and talking to you. Come on, let's go. Last thing I'll say, companies fail not because they offend customers, but because they don't take enough action to make these individual customers in the first place. You got to make a lot of customers. You'll find the quality in the quantity. You'll find the quality in the quantity. You'll find the quality in the quantity. Believe me, Apple knows this. They can find the quality inside of the quantity, okay? You get bigger with the quantity, you'll find quality. And by the way, a lot of times, and again, I can't get over complaints either sometimes, man, it just bothers me. And I have to get over it. However, sometimes, and I appreciate it, I was in the diner downtown, and I was having breakfast, and I said something, I complained about something with these new people that take it over. And you know what they did? The owner did. They came and gave me my breakfast for free and said thank you, because I found something like a mistake or something on their menu or something on that line. And they said, here's what I want to say to you, sir. Thank you for pointing this out. Thank you for doing that, because that only makes us better. Gosh, if we could have that same attitude, if I could have that same attitude. Remember the operative order of importance. Customer acquisition is the primary target. This is the last thing I'll say. Followed up by customer loyalty, followed up by customers who spread the word about you. So think about it, mull on it. What do you think? And I'm gonna stop right there for just a moment and just ask you the question. What do you think about this chapter here? Do you agree a little bit? And you can put it over in the chat if you want to. Do you agree that having customer acquisition should be really number one, and you will have satisfied, and you'll have people, you give service, you give satisfaction, you give all this, but customer acquisition should be number one? Give me your thoughts, good, bad, or indifferent. I didn't write this chapter. Heck, Grant Cardone did. So I'm not going to take it really personal. I understand it, but it took me a little bit to understand it, because I think we're so driven by, give that customer the greatest service ever, the greatest service ever, the greatest service. Yes, you will give it, but acquisition and getting more clients and customers should be number one. Do you agree? Okay, I think so. Yeah, okay. So I think some of you got it and understand it a little bit. So let it mull on you, let it think about it. Next week, I tell you, is going to be, kind of a cool one. Successful or unsuccessful? That's what are you? Successful or unsuccessful? Hey, do your 10 conversations today. Be looking for the 413 organization to be, boom, exploding out there. And we'll talk to you soon, okay? See ya.